You know, people underestimate the power of their own voice. I'm not talking about how loud you can shout or how many people listen to you. I'm talking about that quiet, consistent voice that whispers in your own mind every single day. That voice that no one else hears but you. That voice is shaping your reality moment by moment. Let me ask you something. What have you been saying to yourself lately? When you wake up in the morning, what are the first words you speak to your own soul? Are you saying, here we go again? Or are you saying, let's go? I've got another chance to be better today. Because listen, the words you speak to yourself are either going to build you or break you. They're either going to push you forward or hold you back. I've learned something powerful in my life. Your internal dialogue will always outshout external noise. You can have 100 people telling you you're talented, you're smart, you're enough, but if that voice inside keeps saying, I'm not ready, or I'll never be good enough, guess what? That's the voice that wins. Every time. See, when I was starting out, I had moments of doubt, just like anybody else. I had nights where I questioned if I was even cut out for this. But I made a decision a long time ago. I will not be my own enemy. I will not speak defeat into my future. I will not plant poison in my own mind. Because the world will try to tear you down. That's a given. The world is hard enough. So why do we make it harder on ourselves by tearing ourselves down with our own words? You've got to learn to become your own coach, your own motivator, your own biggest supporter. Talk to yourself like you would to a child trying to walk for the first time. You wouldn't scream at them when they fall. You'd say, come on, you got this. Try again. That same grace, you deserve it too. Let your words be fuel, not fire. Don't say, I'm broken. Say, I'm healing. Don't say, I'm lost. Say, I'm finding my way. Don't say, I can't. Say, I'm learning how. Because when you change your words, you change your world. Your mind starts to believe what it hears most often. So speak life, speak strength, speak purpose. Because your future isn't waiting for somebody else's approval. It's waiting on the words you tell yourself right now. Let me be real with you for a moment. We all have that voice in our heads. The one that shows up when we're alone, when we're tired, when we're trying something new. That voice that doesn't encourage, doesn't uplift, doesn't empower. No, it questions, it doubts, it criticizes. It says things like, you're not ready. You always mess things up. You'll never be enough. And after a while, you start believing it. That voice becomes the background music of your life. You start walking slower. You start second guessing your choices. You say no to opportunities, not because you can't, but because that voice already told you that you couldn't. And here's the truth. That voice is not truth. It's not wisdom. It's not your destiny speaking. It's fear wearing a mask. It's your past trying to sneak into your future. But let me tell you something. You have the power to interrupt that cycle. You don't have to let those thoughts go unchecked. You don't have to accept every word that enters your mind as fact. Just because a thought shows up doesn't mean it deserves a seat at your table. When that voice says you can't, you respond, watch me. When it says you're not good enough, you answer, I'm more than enough. When it whispers, you've failed too many times, you declare, I've learned more than most. You've got to challenge that voice, confront it, and replace it. Because if you don't, if you just let it run wild, it will build a cage around your potential. And you'll be the one holding the key, not even realizing it. Let me tell you something from experience. I've stood on stages where I felt the weight of expectation. I've walked into rooms where I questioned if I belonged. But every time that voice tried to creep in, I had to fight it off with truth. I had to remind myself of where I came from, what I've overcome, and what I carry inside of me. I had to talk back with purpose, with authority, like my future depended on it, because it did, and so does yours. You have to start catching yourself in the act, mid-thought, mid-sentence. When that old pattern tries to show up and play the same old song, you stop it. You say no more, because you can't live a new life with the same old soundtrack playing in your head. You can't rise when your own words are pulling you down. You can't break through if your mind is still tied to lies from yesterday. You are not your doubts. You are not your fears. You are not the mistakes you made. You are the strength that got back up. You are the vision that still believes. You are the hope that keeps showing up. So talk to yourself like it. Speak to the version of you that's already walking in purpose, not the one stuck in pain. That's how you break the cycle. That's how you step into who you were always meant to be. You know what fear does? Fear is slick. Fear doesn't kick in the door yelling. No, it whispers. It creeps in quiet, calm, convincing. Makes you hesitate. Makes you question yourself. Fear says, maybe not today. Maybe you're not ready. What if it goes wrong? And before you even realize it, fear has you standing still, right at the edge of your destiny. I've seen it. I've lived it. That moment where your heart's telling you to move, to step out, to speak up, but fear grabs your feet like chains and says, no, stay here. It's safer. And that's what fear sells you. Safety, comfort, a false sense of security. But let me tell you something. Nothing worth having ever came from staying comfortable. I remember Before I ever got on a big stage or in front of a camera, I had fear in my gut. That tightness in your chest, that voice saying, what if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you fall flat? But then I had to remind myself, faith and fear cannot live in the same house. One of them has to pack their bags. And I decided fear has no place where purpose lives. You've got to start talking to yourself with faith. Even when the road ahead looks uncertain, even when nothing around you is giving you a reason to believe, that's when your words matter. You don't need proof to speak life. You need vision. You need trust. You need grit. Faith doesn't always make sense. Faith says, I know the odds, but I'm showing up anyway. Faith says, I don't have all the answers, but I have enough to take the first step. Faith says, I've failed before, but this time I'm bringing everything I've got. You talk to yourself with that kind of faith, and things begin to shift. Not because the world changed, but because you changed. Your posture changes. Your tone, your pace. You stop dragging your feet and start walking with intention, with clarity, with fire. You want to know how people keep going? Through pain, through pressure, through storms? It's because they've trained their minds to believe in a power greater than their fear. They talk to themselves with vision, with courage, with the mindset that says, even if I fall, I rise. Even if I'm shaken, I'm still standing. You don't need a crowd to have faith. You don't need a spotlight. All you need is a moment where you decide to speak light instead of darkness, power instead of weakness, movement instead of stagnation. That's where it starts. You've got to learn to trust that something inside you is bigger than what's in front of you. You've got to speak from that place. You've got to believe that your future deserves more faith than your past deserves fear. Because when you start talking to yourself with faith, even if it's quiet at first, even if your voice shakes, it grows, it strengthens. And before long, that voice is leading you, guiding you. And fear is just an echo in the background. You ever seen someone walk into a room like they already own it? Not with arrogance, but with purpose, like they've already claimed what's theirs. That's not ego, that's alignment. That's what happens when you talk to yourself like the victory is already done. You have to start acting like what you're working for is already yours. Now, I'm not talking about faking it, I'm talking about faithing it. Living like the door is already open, like the breakthrough has already come, like the dream is already in motion. Because when your mindset aligns with your mission, you carry yourself different. You move with confidence, not confusion, with peace, not panic. But let's be honest. Most people are waiting for the money, waiting for the approval, waiting for everything to be perfect before they believe in themselves. And I'm here to tell you, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll miss your life. You've got to believe before you see, speak before it manifests. Prepare like it's coming, even if nobody else believes it is. I remember times when I didn't have all the resources, didn't have the answers, but I had a vision. And that vision kept me moving. That vision made me wake up every day and act like I was already in the game, even if I was still on the bench. Because greatness doesn't show up and then you prepare. You prepare and greatness shows up. You want to be successful? You want to be fulfilled? Start talking to yourself like you're already walking in it. Start showing up to every room, every opportunity, every challenge like it was made with your name on it. Not because you've got it all figured out, but because you believe it's already working in your favor. Tell yourself, I belong in this room. This opportunity is mine. This table, I'm not just pulling up a chair and bringing my own. Speak that truth over your life. Live in that truth. Move in that truth. Because when you do, the world starts to respond to the energy you put out. People feel it. Doors sense it. Your destiny aligns with it. There's a power in walking like it's already done. It puts your fear on notice. It puts doubt in the back seat. And even when you get hit with setbacks, and you will, you won't fold because your spirit was already rehearsing the comeback. That's what faith in action looks like. That's what walking in purpose feels like. It's not loud. It's not boastful. It's focused. It's locked in. It's already talking to the version of you that's 5 years ahead saying, I'm on my way. So ask yourself, are you moving like someone who's waiting or someone who's already claimed it? Because your words set the tone, but your walk, your energy makes it real. So here's the challenge, and it's simple, but it's not easy. For the next 3 days, I want you to pay attention, real attention. I want you to treat your inner voice like it's sacred, because it is. For 3 days, I want you to stop speaking against yourself. I want you to catch every single time you're about to say, I can't, I'm not, I'll never, and replace it with something that builds you instead of breaks you. 3 days. That's it. No negativity in your self-talk. None. You drop something, it's okay. I'm still in control. You make a mistake, that's growth. I'm learning. You look in the mirror and don't like what you see, that's still me. and I'm becoming better every single day. For 3 days, you speak to yourself like someone you are proud of, like someone you're rooting for, like someone who is going to make it. And don't just say it when you feel good. Say it when you don't. Say it when you're tired. Say it when you're frustrated. Say it when nothing around you gives you a reason to believe, because that's when it matters most. That's when it sticks. That's when your words turn from noise into power, from habit into transformation. Because once you get through these 3 days, just 3, you're going to feel something shift. You're going to start hearing that voice inside of you speak with strength, with love, with clarity, and you won't want to go back. You won't want to return to the version of you that was constantly tearing yourself down, doubting your own worth, shrinking in your own shadow. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. This isn't about ignoring reality. This is about choosing your words like your life depends on them. Because it does. Because how you speak to yourself is how you carry yourself, and how you carry yourself determines what you attract, what you chase, and what you refuse to settle for. So for the next 3 days, I want you to say it like you believe it, even if your voice shakes. I want you to tell yourself, I am capable, I am powerful, I am worthy of something more. I want you to speak like your future is listening, because it is. Every time you open your mouth, your destiny is leaning in, waiting for instructions. You give it the right ones. And if the world tries to talk you down, if life gets loud and messy and hard, good, let it. That's your chance to rise. That's your moment to double down and talk to yourself like you are already everything you're working to become. You do that, and 3 days won't just change your mindset, they'll change your life.